July 2, 2025. A date that passed quietly for most. Yet for one man flying over the gentle hills of Tennessee, it became the day his journey would come to a sudden tragic end. The sun stood high in the sky, casting a golden haze across Sumner County. Near Gallatin, a small aircraft traced its final lines through that warm afternoon air. The airplane was an ERCO 415 Charlie Ercoupe, tail number November 93985. A graceful relic, born in 1946 from an era when aviation was still finding its modern voice. This machine had survived nearly 8 decades, its polished skin carrying the stories of countless takeoffs and landings. But on this day, its story would close. The flight had begun in Hopkinsville, Kentucky, departing from Hopkinsville Christian County Airport. Its destination was Cleveland Regional Jetport in Tennessee, a modest route by any measure. Inside the cockpit sat only the pilot, sole master of his slender wings. It was meant to be a simple passage across state lines, perhaps even a quiet pleasure flight. But sometime around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, as the aircraft cruised near the little community of Cottontown, that calm narrative fractured. Witnesses would later describe the low murmur of an engine overhead, then a sharp, unsettling silence. The Ercoupe drifted downward, colliding with trees that bordered open farmland. The impact was decisive, crumpling the aging airframe and scattering fragments across the sunlit ground. Emergency services arrived swiftly, weaving down narrow roads to the site off Collier Lane and Highway 25. There they found what remained of November 93985. Twisted metal rested against splintered trunks. The pilot, the only soul on board, had perished. His flight ended not on a welcoming runway, but amid broken branches and quiet fields. In the days that followed, the National Transportation Safety Board, together with the Federal Aviation Administration, began their careful work. Investigators photographed the wreckage, traced fluid leaks, measured scars in the earth where landing gear bit into soft soil. They spoke to residents who had heard or seen the crash. They sifted through maintenance logs that documented decades of inspections, repairs, and approvals, each page a testament to diligence or perhaps overlooked fragility. Yet, as of July 8th, there were no answers, only the sober acknowledgement that the cause remained hidden. Mechanical failure. A sudden engine issue in an aircraft nearly 80 years old is hardly unthinkable. Or could it have been a moment of human misjudgment, a distraction or misread instrument that led to descent too rapid to correct? Weather. Records from that afternoon noted nothing remarkable, no strong gusts, no towering clouds to force evasive maneuvers. The sky had been benign. Local news carried the story gently, mindful of the life lost. Meanwhile, the Sumner County Sheriff's Office extended its condolences, urging the community to respect the site, to grant investigators the space to complete their solemn task. For those who have flown or simply watched aircraft cross high above, there is a quiet reverence in knowing that each flight is a dialogue between pilot and machine, between machine and the immutable forces of wind and gravity. On July 2nd, that dialogue ended in silence near Gallatin. I reflect on the enduring fragility of flight, how even the most seasoned aviator, in the most trusted aircraft, remains subject to physics that allow little forgiveness. This Ercoupe, a marvel of its day, built to be nearly stall-proof, could not escape its own mortality. And its pilot, whose dreams traced across blue corridors above Tennessee, found himself at the end of a line drawn long before he ever boarded that cockpit. In time, the NTSB will offer conclusions. Perhaps they will pinpoint a failing part or a maintenance oversight. Perhaps they will find evidence of a sudden medical event or a subtle piloting error. Until then, we are left only with this solemn picture, a bright summer day, a graceful aircraft older than many of the roads it crossed, and a single pilot whose final journey ended not as planned, but as so many do swiftly, irrevocably, reminding us of the profound humility all flight demands.